last week?
Okay.
What?
Was it Mad Dark last week?
Yeah.
That's for sure. Yeah.
Oh, great. Oh, good.
Yeah. So 6:40 tap.
Elbow works better.
Oh, perfect. All right. Everyone have what they need? Set up. I wanted to talk a little bit about the pranayama chart before we started. Did everyone understand the chart, or even if you didn't use the chart, did you have an opportunity to practice the breathing techniques?
Someone said they had a couple questions.
Oh, fabulous. Were there questions?
There was one box, I wasn't sure what we were supposed to fill in there. I think it just said pranayama practice or something.
Oh,
Is that like a style, the type
Yeah.
of breathing that? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
exactly. So this week, we just used the chart for the breath technique at the end of practice 1. And there are more different pranayama styles that we can do, actually on page 13. But I didn't want to get into that the first week, I just wanted to do the basic practice. Yeah, and I think that's week 2 also. Anything else?
Oh, I just wanted to say that I've done this for a long time,
Yes.
the extending your exhale, and I have had a lot of problems with not sleeping. And when I was taught this, it solved 80 to 90% of my problem. You can just lay in bed, even if there's someone there, and it's so easy, and it works so well, it's so relaxing.
Good,
Oh.
good.
And what I learned is when Joanne said why this has such a profound effect on you, when you explained how it changes your heart rate, and you can measure it. It's a simple tool to measure your pulse.
Right.
So I thought that was wonderful.
Great. Thanks, Dan. Anyone else have any profound or anything happen this week? Good, bad, any questions? Okay. So this week, we're talking about the 8 cities model, and we're talking about the inner cities, what we're working with. We're doing each one individually each week to change that system, and then when they're all layered on top of each other, that affects our persona. So if we take one at a time and work with it, like last week we worked with the physiological system, making our body go into more of the parasympathetic mode, which affects all of the systems of our body and helps them function properly. That's what we did this past week, and we'll always focus on the breathing because it's so important. This week we're going to go into the mood sphere, and to affect the mood sphere, like pranayama was big for your physiological condition. With the mood sphere, it's mantra. Does anyone know what mantra is? Mantra is, some do. It's just repeating a word or a phrase that's very meaningful to you. And you can do it out loud or you can do it silently. And today we'll just do it silently. And I'll give you a word to use, and we'll do the same practice as last week, and we'll just add in mantras on exhale in a few places. And then we'll do the breathing practice again also. I do have a handout, and I'll leave them up here, and I'll make sure you all get it. For some reason, I didn't get the definition, the mood sphere and the mantra to the printer, so I apologize for that. So it'll be up here, and we can pass it out afterwards. But I'll just go over it before we begin the practice. So Anna kind of talked about the symptoms of stress and anxiety on some of the symptoms and how they affect the mood sphere are uneasiness or agitation, distraction, feeling overwhelmed, feelings of panic, irritability, and anger. So do we all feel those at some time?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. So what we're doing today will help ease some of that suffering of those symptoms. And so mantra then is a special form of repetition of sound, either verbally or silently, that's associated with cognitive meaning and feeling. So pranayama affects the physiological sphere, mantra is for the mood sphere. Another therapeutic method for affecting the mood sphere is prayer, which is extremely powerful if it has meaning to you. And your mantra could be a prayer. Personally, I use a Bible verse as my main mantra too. So if that has meaning to you, it can be very powerful. Another thing is right relationships. So we associate with people who help us get in touch with who we really are, and that support us in a non-reactive dealing with challenging circumstances. So who we associate with is important. And right association, we link more and more with things that are important to us and more meaningful to us. So just something to think about. And then mantra, it's a form of sound therapy. And it means, the word mantra means sacred thought or a prayer. And you can also think of it as a breath prayer. So a word or a short phrase, you just repeat it over and over again. You're filling your mind with a word or phrase that touches you deeply. Oftentimes when we're stressed, we're already filling our minds with negative words and thoughts. So this is an exercise to change that and fill it with productive and positive thoughts. So I just want to take a minute, literally 1 minute, and just do a quick mantra practice before we start out. So if you want to get in a comfortable position, however that is for you, cross-legged or legs out, just put your hands on your thighs, either up if you want a little bit more freedom in life, or down on your thighs if you need a little bit more grounding and centering. So for the next minute, we're just going to take a deep breath in, and then on the exhale to ourselves, silently say the word relax. And I'll time it for a minute. Please close your eyes and go ahead and start. Big inhale. Saying relax to yourself on exhale. Feel their mind a little bit quieter and their body a little less tense. In your book also on pages 15 to 17, I have a little bit about mudras, and I put a few pages in the book because I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about them here, but a mudra is usually a hand gesture that just deepens your meaning, your intention, deepens your mantra. I have examples in the book. A popular one is Anjali Mudra, which is just prayer hands to heart center. And actually, if you're a Trekkie and Spock does this is actually a mudra. It's a Jewish priestly blessing, and Leonard Nimoy is Jewish, so he came up with this for the Star Trek. A couple I use are thumb over the index fingernail, and that is just, and then I put it on my hands, and that reminds me that I'm not in control if I need grounding, that there is a higher power that I believe in that is in control of my life. So that helps ground me. And then another one I use often is just to cup my hands and just place them right under my navel, and that's just like accepting grace or blessing. And this one for me, I'm getting goosebumps now. So there's something in me that this affects, and there's an explanation of mudras on page 15. If you're interested, look over there. It's pretty neat stuff. So back to mantras. And just take a minute now, think of a word or a phrase that's calming to you, it's meaningful, and it's empowering. And if one doesn't come to you, like I said, I'll give you a word to use. Maybe it's something that someone you look up to, someone that inspires you has said. Maybe you already have one. So just take a moment and think of something. Peace or hope or trust. Something you want to add more of into your life. And as you think about that, why don't we lie down and we'll begin our practice. I think there's extra blankets, so if anyone wants a blanket underneath their neck, if they have a lot of tension in their neck and shoulders, I can get you another blanket. If you want one rolled up underneath your knees, if you have lower back issues, this will help your lower back relax. We'll just take a few minutes to get centered and focus on that belly breath again. If it helps to put one hand on your belly and feel the belly rise with inhale and contract with exhale. Go ahead and do that. Just focus on your breath now. Now that we're all focused on our breath, please bring one knee at a time into your chest. Give yourself a hug. It feels good to rock slowly side to side, massaging the spine. Please do that. And then looking over to your right, we're all going to roll over to our right side. Making sure that it's clear. And taking a moment on the side here, knees to chest. It's kind of a comforting position. And when you're ready, go ahead and use your left hand to push yourself up and come into a seated position. It might help to take a folded blanket underneath the hips to raise the hips up a little bit. Make it a little bit easier on the lower back. So we'll start with the heart opener. This time we're going to add the mantra. My suggestion is you could use the mantra calm. If you have a mantra, a word that you want to use that's meaningful to you, please go ahead and do that. So looking to your sides, to your neighbors, bringing your hands to your heart center. On the inhale, go ahead and open your arms out wide. On the exhale, as you exhale, bring your arms in back to heart center. Say the word calm to yourself and just tuck your chin down. On inhale, sweep the arms out, open them wide, bring your heart forward. And exhale, calm. Hands back to heart center. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale with your mantra. And last time. Exhale. Tuck your chin. Stay here for 1 breath. And release your hands down. Just a gentle neck stretch now. On the inhale breath, lengthen the crown of your head up to the sky, so you're lengthening your spine. And the exhale, just tilt your right ear to your right shoulder, stretch the left side of your neck. Inhale back to center, nice and tall. Exhale, other side. And continue like this. Go ahead and follow your breath. Just alternating side to side. See if you can slow your breath down a little bit. If you find your mind wandering and going to to-do lists, just bring it back to your mantra and exhale. And then 1 more round. Just coming back to center when you're done. And go ahead and roll up the shoulders, move the head, undulate a little bit, look for the tight spots, and stretch into those. And then coming on to standing on our knees, so please take the blanket underneath your knees or double up on your mat, just so you have some extra padding there. And we're going to do lightning bolt pose. And if you weren't here last week or you need a reminder, please watch me first. On the inhale, raise your arms up high to the sky. On the exhale, pull in the core muscles, tuck the chin, sweep your arms to the side. The back of the hands rest on the sacrum, and the forehead goes towards the lower, towards the mat. Now inhale, come back up. So let's do one all together now. Inhale, reach high, grow tall. Exhale, belly in, sweep the arms to the side, tuck the chin, hips to heels, chest to thighs, forehead towards your mat or blanket. Inhale, come back up, nice and strong. This time, please repeat your mantra to yourself on exhale. Inhale brings you up high, reach. Exhale with your mantra, belly in. Two more times with your own breath. And just coming back up and then bringing the hands down to your side. Pausing here for a moment. And we'll come up to standing. Bring the blanket to the side, single props on the mat. Coming into mountain pose. So mountain pose, your feet are hips distance apart. You can kind of measure down from your hips all the way to the bottom. Another way is 2 fists, distance apart between your hands. Good. So balance on the 4 corners of your feet, behind, underneath the big toe, the pinky toe, and the corners of your heel. Find balance there. You can pick up your toes and put them down. Going up your legs, activate your quads, tuck your belly in, roll your shoulder blades back and down. So the palms are facing forward here. The multifidi muscles between your shoulder blades are activated. And then tuck the tailbone just a little bit. So we're going for alignment here. Ankles over hips, hips over shoulders. And then tuck the chin just a little bit so the ears are over your shoulders. And deep breaths here. Having proper alignment opens up the chest, allows your diaphragm to function properly. Takes the compression off all the internal organs so our whole body can function better. Deep breaths. Bringing your hands to heart center. Cup them over your heart. Inhale, reach your arms out to the side. On the exhale, bring them behind you. Just hold on to maybe the wrists, maybe opposite elbows. If you really loosen the shoulders, you can take that prayer mudra, prayer hands behind you. A few more breaths here. Heart forward, big breath in. Nice and tall. And release the hands down to the side. So on the exhale now we'll divide it into 2 count exhales. Coming into open to grace for half of it, and then exhale into a forward fold, and I'll do it with you. So on the inhale again, reach high to the sky. Exhale halfway up, bring your arms to the side, heart up towards the sky. Pause, and then complete your exhale and fold forward with a strong, straight spine. Arms come down towards the floor. Inhale, sweep your arms to the side, reach high to the sky. Exhale, open to grace. Halfway and pause. And then a full exhale, fold forward. On the inhale, push your feet down energetically, reach high. Exhale, halfway, heart forward. Exhale, fold forward. Following your inhale, come up, reach. Exhale, halfway, pause. Follow it, fold forward. Last time, come up all the way, reach high, bring your hands to the prayer mudra and down to heart center. Tuck the chin a little bit and find that mountain alignment. Belly in, shoulders back. And then you can release your hands. And we'll come into warrior 1 pose. So, right foot's forward and the left foot is back. So nice wide stance so that when you come forward and bend your front leg, the knee does not go over the ankles. So that's one thing to watch out for here. So we can start out with our front leg straight. Take the left hip forward, so we're aligning the hips with the front of the mat or the front of your blanket. Hands on the hips, belly in, shoulder blades back to help with balance. Right hand can go on the right thigh actually, and just bring the left hand down to your side. So on the inhale, bend the front leg, reach the left arm high. On the exhale, straighten the front leg and bring the hand down. Push down the back heel, inhale, reach high. Come into a little back bend, heart forward. Exhale down. Inhale, reach high. This time on exhale, go ahead and add the mantra to yourself. Exhale down. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more times with your mantra and exhale. Inhale, reach high, lengthen the left side of the body. Exhale with your mantra. Last time.